Charles the XII's brother-in-law was the Duke of Holstein-Gottorp of Denmark. It was made a king's rule that the Dukes of Holstein-Gottorp would not make any decisions without the King of Denmark. Because the Duke was suppressed under the Danish king, he and his wife went to Stockholm, where he assisted Charles in whatever he might need assisting in, hoping that the Swedish king would not send him back to Denmark due to the hatred that existed between the Danish and the Swedes. The Danish king, Frederick IV, did not agree with the Duke's decision of moving to Sweden, and so he attacked Charles the XII. The Danish portion of the Great Northern War ended in less than 6 weeks with the Treaty of Travendal in 1700. Sweden had crushed the Danish army. Denmark returned Schleswig to the Duke of Holstein-Gottorp and agreed not to fight against Sweden through the rest of the war. However, in 1720, the Treaty of Fredericksburg officially ended the Denmark, Norway, and Sweden portion of the Great Northern War, and Sweden had to break the alliance with Holstein-Gottorp, and Denmark gained full control of Schleswig instead of the Holstein-Gottorp Duke Charles Frederick. The Duke fled to Russia, and the Russians were intent on returning his land to him. Charles Frederick married Peter's daughter, and out of this marriage was born Charles Peter Ulrich, who succeeded to Holstein-Gottorp in 1739 and became Peter III in Russia in 1762. He withdrew Russia from the 7 Years' War to attack Denmark in order to regain Schleswig for Holstein-Gottorp. In 1703, Russia, under Peter the Great, captured Ingria from Sweden, and a few weeks afterwards, Peter built the Peter and Paul Fortress, the first building that would eventually be located in St. Petersburg. The founding of St. Petersburg is an important event for Russia and its westernization process. St. Petersburg was known as the window to the West. It allowed Russia to trade and communicate with the rest of Europe. Around the same time which Sweden defeated Denmark, in those 6 weeks, Poland invaded Livonia, a territory of Sweden. During the Polish-Swedish War from 1626 to 1629, Poland was forced to cede a large part of Livonia to Sweden, which was the reason for Poland's invasion of Livonia during the Great Northern War. Augustus II, the King of Poland, wanted Livonia back. Swedish troops defeated the Polish troops in Livonia in 1701. The next year they captured Warsaw and defeated the Polish troops again in the Battle of Klausau. Augustus offered peace, but Charles the XII denied it. 2 years later, in 1704, Sweden installed Stanislaw Leszczynski onto the Polish throne. Augustus ascended the throne once again in 1709, with the defeat of the Swedes by the Russians at the Battle of Poltava. Augustus died in 1733, leading to the War of Polish Succession.
eventen och spela lite Dota. Pusha på och smeker, men motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar.